Okay, next. Deductions under the salary head, section 16. There are three deductions. One deduction is the standard deduction. Please remember, they will not mention anything about standard deduction. Always and always, you have to provide it as a deemed, always provide this. Never think twice. If income from salary is getting computed, you have to provide standard deduction. They will not mention anything about the standard deduction. It is by default adjustment, deemed adjustment you have to follow, hidden adjustment you have to follow. Okay. Now, actual salary or maximum 50,000, whichever is lower, this is written because if your salary is only 48,000, then obviously deduction cannot be 50,000. Deduction cannot exceed taxable salary. Whatever exam in question comes in examination, the salary will definitely be more than 50,000. So 50,000 deduction you have to provide under section 16 clause 1A. Sir, 16 clause 2, entertainment allowance, this is available only for government employee. And in allowances, we have already discussed 1/5 of allowance received. Please understand, first number. Second, actual entertainment allowance, 1/5 of salary, sorry, 1/5 of basic salary. 1/5 of basic salary. Second, actual entertainment allowance received. Third, 5,000 rupees, whichever is lower. This was entertainment allowance only for government employee. This is applicable only for government, central government, state government, both. And third is profession tax. So what is profession tax? It is also known as employment tax. Whenever you are earning income in particular state, you have to pay the tax to the state as well. Income tax we pay to central government. What about state government? So for many states, they have charged in profession tax. In Maharashtra, it is 2,500 annually. So if this particular tax is being paid, it has to be paid on the payment basis, then only deduction is available. Sir, what if my tax was paid by employer? If your tax is paid by employer, then first it becomes the perquisite in your hand, and then definitely you will get the deduction. So first add and then deduct. If your entertainment tax is 2,500, and if out of 2,500, 1,500 is paid by the employer, 1,500 will be added in the gross salary first. And when we provide deduction, we will provide deduction for whole 2,500 because 1,000 was paid by you and 1,500 was paid by employer. We just want that this profession tax has to be paid. If it is paid, we will give the deduction. If it is paid by employer, obviously it is your perquisite, we will add in the salary. Sir, is there any TDS application on the salary? Yes, we will discuss in detail. There is a huge TDS application on the salary. There are two sections which are created for the salary in the TDS provisions. There is 192 and 192A. 192 is applicable to all types of employment, no exception, part-time employment, full-time employment, everything is covered. TDS will not be deducted if your salary itself is less than basic exemption limit, then TDS will not be deducted. If your salary is more than basic exemption limit, then only TDS will be deducted. Sir, who is the payer? Payer can be any person. Any person means company, LLP, firm, individual, any person. So pay has to be employee because company and firm will not go to the job. So it will be individual. Definitely it will be resident or non-resident. And rate of TDS under this section is average rate of tax. Average rate of tax we have to compute. We have to compute annual tax divided by annual income. That will be the average rate of tax we will apply. Sir, how do we know whether TDS was deducted by the employer or not? So at the end of the every year, employer will issue Form 16 to the employee. Form 16 has to be issued by the employer to employee, which will substantiate, which will give the evidence for the TDS deduction. Right now in practical world, if you are working, you will start filing ITR, income tax returns. When we file income tax return for the salaried employees, we always ask them for Form 16. Sir, aapka Form 16 de dijiye. If they provide you Form 16, then you don't have to worry about any calculation because all the calculations will be provided in the Form 16. You just have to put data of Form 16 in your return and your return is ready. Okay. Very easy to file income tax return. That is ITR 1. ITR 1 form is applicable for salaried people. Sir, what is this 192A? That is premature withdrawal of employee provident fund. From employee provident fund, from RPF, if you withdraw within the 5 years in ordinary circumstances, and that amount is more than 50,000 rupees, then there will be a TDS at the rate of 10%. So this we will discuss again in the TDS provision. Don't put more pressure here. Okay. Sir, for computation of relief, excuse me, this is very detailed discussion 89. There is one video already I have uploaded on 89. If you wish to learn this 89 relief, you can just go and check section 89 relief by chartered accountant or by CA Ram Patil. Okay, you will get that particular video. You see that video. This is how we are done with the theoretical understanding of the salary chapter. Let us cover one question. Okay, one question at least today from the advanced provisions. Let's try. Please try to give me the answer. Okay, please try to give me the answer. From the following particulars furnished by Mr. X for the year ended 31st March 2021, you are requested to compute his total income and tax payable. We are not computing salary. I'm assuming you know all the heads, you know all the deduction, you know everything about income tax. Then only we can compute this particular question. Okay. But focusing more on salary concept. Balance concept we will learn gradually. From the following particulars furnished by Mr. X, we have to compute total income and tax payable. Two computations we have to do. Assuming that he has not opted for alternative tax system, 115 BAC is not taken. The first, Mr. X is retired as on 31st December at the age of 58 after putting 25 years and 9 months service in a private company Mumbai. So he has worked for 25 years and 9 months, and on December he has retired. Okay. He was paid salary of 25,000 per month, house rent allowance of 6,000 per month, and he paid rent of 6,500 during the tenure of the service. Obviously, we have to compute HRA exemption and taxable salary. Now here one mistake students will do in exam. Whenever they see any per month data, they multiply by 12 months. Wrong, you cannot multiply by 12 months because he is retired on December. So obviously he was working from April to December, 9 months. So only 9 months salary we have to consider. HRA also we have to compute only for 9 months. So 9 months is a relevant period. First of all, you should keep this in mind. On the retirement, he was paid gratuity 3,50,000 and he was covered by payment of gratuity act. So he's a POGA employee. Now, whenever it is a POGA employee, what do? We take 15 by 26 into last salary into rounded years of service. Rounded years of service will be 25 9 months is equal to 26 years. Last month salary means basic salary plus DA if it is there. So 25,000 right now I will write here. And 15 by 26. This is how you will compute the first amount. Second amount is actual gratuity received 3,50,000 and maximum statutory limit 20 lakh. Which is lower. Obviously, this calculation will be lower. That much amount is exempt. Balance amount will be taxable. Okay. Next, he had accumulated 15 days per annum during the period of his service. So he has worked for 20 years, 25 years. So 15 days into 25 years is equal to whatever number of days comes here. Do you have calculation? Whatever number of days comes here, those many number of days he has accumulated as a leave. It was encashed by Mr. X at a time of retirement. A sum of 3,15,000 was received by him as in this regard. So he has received leave encashment here. We have to compute here. First of all, we have to compute leave credit into average salary per month. Second, we have to compute, okay, 375 days. 375 days divided by 30 we will write. Okay. Then we have to take 10 months into average salary per month. Okay. Third is actual leave encashment, which is 3,15,000, and fourth is statutory limit. That was 3 lakh. If you remember, statutory limit for leave encashment was 3 lakh rupees. His average salary may be taken as 24,500. They have already given. Okay. And employer have given him 30 days leave per annum. Okay. 30 days was given. 15 days he have availed. 15 days he has accumulated. After retirement, he ventured into a textile business. Now this is the PGBP data. Okay. Income from salary data is over. After retirement, he ventured into textile business and incurred a loss of 80,000 for a period up to 31st March. Please tell me, can we set off business loss against salary? At least reply me this. From set off and carry forward knowledge that you people have, at least tell me, can we set off business loss against salary? Is it possible to set off business loss against salary? Definitely no. This is no, sir. So then what can we do about this particular business loss? Sir, if you cannot set up, then you can carry forward it for 8 years. You can carry forward it for 8 years, no problem. It will be carried forward. He has deposited 1 lakh rupees in public provident account, PPF account. Okay, very good. Investment. Investment means ATC should come to your mind. Hey, can you please tell me what is the maximum limit in ATC? What is the maximum limit of ATC, please? This is very general question that I'm asking you. 1,50,000. He has only paid 1 lakh rupees, so that will be deducted from his GTN. You can see in this whole question, they have not mentioned anything about standard deduction. Never forget standard deduction of 50,000 rupees when you compute income from salary. Because we are not having enough time, only 2-3 minutes is left. Let me discuss this question with you guys. Basic salary, let us finish this question answer. Yeah, basic salary 25,000 into 9 months. This is taxable. HRA, they have given 6,000 rupees for 9 months. This is HRA received. Then we have to compute HRA exemption. Sir, how do we compute HRA exemption? Very simple. Sir, 50% of the salary, because it was the Mumbai, they have given very clear there. It was Mumbai, so 50% of the salary. Then actual HRA received and rent paid in excess of 10% of the salary. So whatever rent paid minus 10% of the salary into 9 months, this amount comes. Whichever is lower is exemption. So that whichever is lower is exemption. That means 36,000 will be the exemption. Balance HRA will become taxable. Okay. Next one, gratuity. Amount received 3,50,000 minus exemption under section 1010 clause 2. So let's look at the exemption. How do we compute exemption? So actual amount received, statutory limit 20 lakh, and this is 15 by 26 into 25,000 into 26 years, rounded off years. So whichever is lower is 3,50,000. So whatever amount is received is fully exempt. So there is no taxable amount. Full amount is exempt, so no taxable amount. Then leave encashment. Sir, for leave encashment, how we will do? For leave encashment, amount received minus amount exempted. How do we compute? 4 numbers for leave encashment. Okay. Actual amount received into 10 months salary, 24,500 into 10 months, this amount comes. Now, cash equivalent to unavailed leave. So please understand that how we have computed. Sir, he has worked for 25 years, 30 days each year. So he was allotted 750 leaves. He has availed 15 days every year. So unavailed leave was 375 days. 375 days divided by 30, that will be 12.5. 12.5 multiplied by 24,500. That amount come to 3,06,250 rupees. Please understand. So that number also put here. Whichever is lower, that amount comes statutory limit 3 lakh rupees. So let's compare that here. No, it's not whichever is lower number. No, not 3 lakh rupees. This is whichever is lower number. 2,45,000 is the whichever is lower number. So 2,45,000 will be subtracted. Balance 70,000 becomes taxable. This will give you gross salary 3,13,000. From that, we will subtract standard deduction. Very, very, very important. Standard deduction 50,000. Balance amount will become taxable salary. We cannot set off loss of business against salary. Therefore, that amount also ignored. And then from this particular amount, we have to subtract ATC deduction. So net amount becomes 1,63,000. And because his total income is below basic exemption limit, there won't be any tax. So no tax on this particular income. I hope you understand this. It is very easy. Please give the trial. Please attempt question number. You guys have to attempt question number 8 as your homework. And question number 7. Question number 7 is very big question. This is also your homework. Attempt. Okay, just give you an attempt. If you get any confusion anywhere, because in first question number 7, you have to give attempt to alternative tax. Nothing wrong. Okay, in alternative tax, some exemptions you have to drop. Like you will not get HRA exemption, LTC exemption, and your from your minus for minor income you provide 1,200 rupees exemption. That also you will not get. So some exemptions you have to drop. They have written every explanation, every possible explanation in the answer. You just attempt. If you are confused, then you can ask me to do the question in the next lecture.